Right now, you're making a decision. Are you going to keep watching or click away? Is she going to make this video worth watching, or is there a more interesting video in my feed? Isn't this supposed to be a video about 1% better? Yes, it is. It is most definitely a video about 1% better. But there's something you don't know about 1% better that I need to explain right now, because it's so important to becoming 1% better. Why would I start making videos in my 40s after avoiding being photographed, videoed, getting up on stages, being in front of the camera, even at work events? I was always hiding in the back. So why now? What's different? What's changed? And what does it have to do with being 1% better? Why not take up dancing or some other hobby to fill up my time? I know nothing about making videos, or at least I didn't used to. When I started in December of 2023, I didn't know about pre-production, production, post-production. In fact, I wasn't even labeling it that. What's so different? And why is this so important? Am I after the subscribers, the likes, the comments, the attention? What is it that I'm actually after? And the answer to that, my friend, is not so different from what you're chasing. I don't think anyway. You'll have to let me know if it is. Very simply, I'm chasing a way of being, a way of showing up every single day. And for the most part, my life has followed a repeatable path. Get interested in something, learn more about it, apply that, learn some more, get expertise. And I keep going on this cycle. And then I reach a point where the expertise that I'm gaining is so incremental that the only way to progress is to share it with others and help foster their learning and development in that same space. Some of these have been passing interests, while others have shaped my entire career. Each day, in a way, I compete with who I was yesterday, and I try to outperform in some small way me. You see, I want to be 1% better today than I was yesterday at something that matters to me. So back to why I make these videos. Making videos is the next step of the work that I need to do to be 1% better to the thing that matters the most to me. To get 1% better at making an impact in my area of expertise. And that's helping you show up in line with the unique value that you provide so that you can be seen and heard. So you are visible and have a seat at the table. I've been doing this for a long time. It's how I became an executive in a global tech company. It's how those who have reported to me over the years have found their own voices and their own paths and have gone on to do great things. And it's how those that I have mentored throughout the years have gone on to make an impact through their own value propositions. You see, last year I had a reckoning with myself. It happened when I left my career to take care of some personal things and treat myself to a mini midlife retirement. I thought I'd take some time and decide what I wanted to do next, what type of company and what type of role that I wanted for the next, say, 5 to 10 years. Except that's not at all what happened. All I could think about was that I meet amazing people all the time, and they don't even recognize the huge value that they have to add. They get overlooked, passed up for promotions, not even sure how to position themselves, or even what their personal value proposition is. Do you know anyone like this? Where they have so much potential and everyone else can see it, but they're just floating along like a leaf in the stream, letting the current take them where it will? Or maybe it's you. Do you happen to be one of these amazing people? So I had to stop and ask myself, do I want to make an impact as an individual in an organization, or do I want to help others at scale so that their collective voices can raise up and change the future of how we operate within organizations, how we show up and do work every single day, how we make an impact and a difference in this world and for the future of this world, the future that my children will live in. And at this point, do I really gain much more expertise? Or let me put it another way, 1% better as an executive in an organization, doing things that I'm already great at, or of helping you through the messy middle of finding your value proposition and personal brand? And with the answer came the knowledge that to reach others in scale and make this level of impact, I needed to sit down in front of a camera and talk about it. To get to know you, to help you, I first needed to sit down and start this journey for myself. This process of being uncomfortable and learning so many new things so that I could continue to grow and develop to be the person that I want to be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I'm still uncomfortable. Can you tell? This still doesn't feel like me, and it doesn't feel real most days. As I'm filming this video right now, talking to you, there's a voice in the back of my head, or maybe it's on my shoulder, and it goes something like this. Give up. Go get a real job. Leave this to the influencers and the creators. This isn't you. You grew up in a small town, poor. You didn't even get your life together until your mid-20s. Why would you give up all that work, safety, and security for this? You probably won't succeed anyway. Who do you think you are? Maybe you can relate. Every day when I think about the videos that I want to create, I'll think about what I can improve upon, and whether I'm actually going to be able to make a difference. And that voice starts revving its engine. I've gotten lots of requests to talk about imposter syndrome, and maybe someday I will. I'm working up the courage for that. And every day I fight to push that voice down, to keep going. I'm learning about how to name the videos, what makes a good thumbnail, how to craft a one-way message. That's the videos, by the way. I'm so used to having a dialogue, and now it's just me sitting here without any feedback from you in real time. And I find that incredibly difficult. And in these videos, how to share what I've learned so that you can show up every single day for yourself. And then to film and edit each video, which, as it turns out, is a lot harder than I ever appreciated. Before I lose the plot, I want to say this. I'm getting 1% better. Not just at one thing, but at many things. And despite these videos being such a tangent to what I'm really great at, in each video I try to focus on getting better at one specific element. Because the better I get, the more the value I have to provide translates across. I am damn good at what I do. I know that I am. And when I get to a place where that becomes transparent on this platform in every single video, my impact, helping others define their value and bring their personal brand to it, the future will indeed be a place worth living in, a place worth being proud of what we've all built together. Here, let me show you something. It may not seem like much, but it's got me really excited, and I want to show you what 1% looks like, because a lot of times it's a feeling or it's really hard to quantify. But in this case, I can show you on a graph, on a chart of what's happening to the end of my videos. Check this out. See how the blue line is higher than the gray area? Gray is typical video viewers at the end, and the blue line is the video where I worked on a better end of video experience. The results are very visible. So what isn't visible online is the work that I'm doing offline. I mean, maybe pieces of it are, like my erinntran.com website, or if you've signed up for my newsletter, you're getting the value of the guides and the information in that. But what you don't see is 38 Prism, and this is the first cohort in my group format. It's me making the switch from a one-one relationship to a group relationship. Me working out the kinks and realizing something spectacular. Each member of the group gets the impact of me on their life, but they also get to experience and hear from everyone else in the group, multiplying their experience and their exposure to things that they wouldn't otherwise get exposed to. Dialogues that they wouldn't have if it was just me and them. They get the benefit of being a fly on the wall in a room where normally a one-on-one conversation would happen. And that's invaluable. It's a peek behind the proverbial curtain. And it's kind of like when you're at work and you're always wondering what's happening behind closed doors when leaders meet. They get to see it, they get to experience it, and then they get to ask their own questions in real time, right off the back of hearing another conversation with another individual. That collective insight goes out to each one of them to use in their own lines of work. The thing is, I was scared to start that first group. I was scared to ask them to join. I was afraid that they would tell me no, that even with all of my expertise and past success, that it wouldn't be enough, that I wasn't good enough to lead them in these sessions and learnings. I was afraid of failing them, and I was afraid of failing in my mission. I had to grow at least 1% as I prepped for that very first group meeting. And I grew another 1% after the meeting as I reflected on how it went, the things that went well, and the things that I can improve upon for the next one. What worked and what didn't. 1%, one day at a time, every single time. We started meeting in June, and I am so grateful for their trust in my knowledge and expertise, for giving me the room to grow. Some things worked great, and a few were just okay. So I'll definitely not use those again, or I'll rethink how I approach the topics for my next cohort. And that's growth too. 1%, inch by inch, day by day. It's also letting me work out the wrinkles in real time so that my next cohort gets the elevated version of me and an even better experience and an even better value. That's the power of 1%. I can have the knowledge and experience, but this is figuring out how to articulate it to a group while simultaneously creating an environment for that group to get value from each other as well. It's the next leap in my journey. 1% each day, every day, better than yester me. The daily goal that I wake up with each morning is to outperform yester me on some small thing in some small way that matters to me. Stay focused on why it matters. Show up for myself so that I can show up for you. By the way, I'll be doing cohort 2 soon. I'm limiting it to 15 seats. I don't have a start date yet, but if you're interested, you can sign up for my newsletter on my website, erintran.com, and you'll be the first to know when I open registration. I realize that's going to create a waitlist sort of situation. I'm sorry, but I want to get this right, and every single person that I talk to is going to have such a value and impact on the world that I would rather have you wait and get the impact out there than do a crap job. 1% every single day. Thank you so much for your support and comments along the way. If you like this video, YouTube thinks that you might like this one next. Be brave, take care, and stay true to yourself. Bye.